in general, over the long term, I mean, throughout the year, this is my opinion, personal opinion. I do not feel too much bearish, mainly because the pipeline is almost empty. Of course, during the peak harvest, there should be some arrival pressure in the market. The market may be a bit eased down for a month or two before it starts picking up again.
So what do you think the range is going to be as from now? You give your own personal opinion. We'll discuss about it. I might not agree with you what you say.
Well, I was having a chat last night with a few guys, in the crowds. They were saying, FAQ 600 buy. I said, of course, today is 670, 680 for new crop. I would be buying 600. So 600 may be a bit too low side.
So you think that from the today's level of 670, that might not go to as low as $600?
Unlikely, very unlikely.
Right, okay. So what do you think the bottom most, what do you think?
Well, for new crop, to be realistic, I guess 620, 625.
Right.
Should be the bottom.
Right, okay. Now on the tour hole, Mr. Hiren, you would like to maybe just share your ideas about the pricing in coming few months?
I think looking at the scenario, there is hardly any quantity available from Africa, and that's the reason this time even there is big demand coming even from the state like Gujarat, which normally buys Africa. They have started buying Myanmar tour hole. So I think the prices I expect will be steady to firm.
Yeah, steady to firm. So what do you think the range of if you got out dollar terms, like from today's price, say about how much dollar range? Just give a range.
For the new crop, the range, the lowest price I think would be $630, $35 per metric ton for the new crop. That should be the bottom, and we expect the price to remain on a higher side during the year.
Right, okay. What about this Indian local scenario? Do you think that at these levels, Murthy would like to buy, or what do you think that the black market prices look forward?
In local markets, Varad, I think I can hazard a guess for probably for the next 3-4 months. Beyond that, I can't say. Next 3-4 months, I think buying should emerge for a fair average quality in the range between 4,000 to 4,100 rupees. In that range, any quantity there will be buyers, and I think superior quality SQ around 4,450 to 4,550 there will be buyers emerging. I think these should be the bottoms, and one should be using these bottoms probably to accumulate.
Provided the exchange rate remains the same, right? We are
exchange rate is something is not in our hands. We have to. I personally feel that traders should not expose themselves to the vagaries of the exchange rates. They should properly hedge their exposures with the help of NSE or their bankers. I think they should not play games they should not play games with exchange, because as it is, the trade is a sort of, is a call. You're taking a call. When you are buying today, expecting the cargo to reach the shores about 2 months from today, you're taking a call as it is. So one more call I think is not needed. You should hedge your exposure.
Thank you. Lastly, Rajesh, what do you say about that?
About tour, I think, seeing the scenario, we are at the lower side of the price level in the Indian rupees. If it goes down by another 100 rupees, it's a good buy. But we are having a closing in the next 1 month. The buyers of the finished products are very slow. If they come in speed of
closing means year-end closing, right?
Yeah, financial closing, year-ending closing. And this is the bottom rate for the millers to buy. They may have to hold it for some time to get the better price, but another $100 less is a good buy in Indian rupees. As if you buy in the dollars, always the risk of exchange is there. We may earn more or we may lose more.
Thank you. Thank you. With that, maybe I'll just throw the floor open for the questions. Again, just raise your hand, tell your name, company name, and the questions quickly.
We have time for just one question. Goenka from Goenka Sons Private Limited. Agarwal ji had told that Indian crop will be around 3.3 million tons, approximate. Maybe it is a 3 million ton. And Indian consumption is that 3 million ton of Turhol. I'm talking about Turhol. So, Hiren, what do you think that the price will be stable? Though the Myanmar crop is less, nearly 50-60% crop from last year. So what will happen? Because 95% of the Tur imported by India. If India has got a sufficient crop, so what will happen to Myanmar crop and about Africa crop?
Hello. This figure is the forecast given by the government for the year.
I agree.
But
so, that figure is 3.38 or 3.8 some you had given.
3.34.
3 points, sorry. So, suppose we reduce 10% of that forecast and our consumption is only 3 million ton. So
It's
what
very-
happened to Africa and Myanmar?
Africa is not supplying for another 3 to 4 months.
But
at
our
least.
whole year consumption is 3 million ton.
Yeah.
The whole year we are importing from Africa and Myanmar.
Yeah.
So
But
what will
the
what will be
consumption-
the status of Myanmar and Africa later on?
Well, it's very difficult to say now. The consumption may go up
So
being on the lower
what
side.
price idea you are given is about $600 means less
I'm
than
not
40,
given-
40 rupees.
Yeah,
So-
40 rupees.
So Myanmar price will come down less than 550.
I don't know about the Myanmar price. I can tell you about the domestic, what is prevailing in our country. If this scenario prevails, and the government figures are correct, and the consumption, what we all say, or what we have gathered, it's same, well, it's the imported products may go down.
No, if your figure is correct,
No,
then
it's not,
India no
no,
need to
by the
import.
way, let me clarify, these are not my figures.
No, government.
Please.
Suppose government figure is correct, India no need to import for Turhol.
No, it's not that. No business goes cut to cut. Nothing is goes totally washed out or totally 0 to 0. We have the carry forwards. We have some people hold it for some long time.
No, we
So
have-
those things play also in the market.
Our stock will be
No,
there.
in that case, what will happen, Goenka, is that there will be a carryover next year. Like, if they automatically the exporter will hold on to the stocks and then they will carry over to the next year. That is what the situation is.
I agree, but I'm
And these figures, 3.34 million tons, which is the estimate, as it was told at the outset that there will be
Yeah,
third,
yeah,
fourth,
I
fifth revision, and you will not be surprised if it comes to 2.7 million ton also. So, because recent developments in Gujarat and the UP, which happened last week itself, they have not been factored into this estimate. So, that's why the government will come with another 2 more estimates. So, let us wait for the next estimates. But this is the general information which have been gathered all over, not from the official figures as such, that there is a tone which is from stable to firm. We can just say that, rather than going on a particular firm price in there. Right? Thank you.
Thank you.
Any more? One last question, please. I think my MC is just signaling to me. No more questions? Right? Thank you, dear. So yesterday, I once again congratulate Mr. Praveen Dongre and his team to a wonderful, and in fact, yesterday's opening was fantabulous, which they say. It was mix of variety. The people who spoke yesterday, their thoughts, even the performers. I think wonderful evening which we had yesterday, and just nothing to offend any other organization, but maybe coming, maybe next year, next conference, we might see this IPGA conclave becoming #1 in the world. I wish all the best to them. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bangar. Thank you, Mr.
Can we have a round of applause and a standing ovation to the president and his team for the wonderful project things he is taking all the time and all the pen is taking for all of us.
Thank you, Mr. Agarwala. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Bangar. May I request you to please remain seated for a minute. My apologies for rushing this along, but we're about 45 minutes behind time, and our next speaker has a flight to catch in the next 15 minutes. He has to leave, and since he's the Deputy Director General of the Indian Council of Agricultural Research, we're definitely looking forward to hearing from him. But before we do that, I've got two pleasant duties to do, and one is ask Mr. Bangar, first of all, to present his panel with trophies, mementos on the occasion. We'll make it very quick, so Mr. Bangar, if you can come this side. We'll start from this end. Mr. Krishnamurthy, first. To Mr. Krishnamurthy, thank you, sir, for being with us here. A small memento. Moving on to the gentleman next to Mr. Krishnamurthy, Mr. Rajesh Agarwala. Mr. Murthy. To Mr. Mehta, Hiren Mehta. So one quick photograph altogether. And last but not the least, to Mr. Tano. May I now request the entire panel for a group photograph. Ladies and gentlemen, as this group photograph is being taken to bring us memories of this year, and of course, when we look back, we'll remember all these eminent gentlemen. Please give them a big round of applause. Talking about memories and eminent gentlemen, we have a gentleman stepping up on stage who needs no introduction. He's given you several great memories. He's stepping up on stage. We will briefly welcome him and, of course, felicitate him. To do the felicitation and tell you more about this gentleman, please welcome a gentleman you know very well. He's been here on stage as a chairperson and a speaker. Please welcome from AgroCorp, Vijay Iyengar.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. This gentleman that we are talking about grew up in Bombay, attended Campion School, started a brokerage company in Bombay, went to London and set up an international brokerage company which had operations in over 25 different countries, was the biggest broker of edible oils, pioneered pulses from Australia, Canada, and Myanmar into India. Both Praveen and I went to his school of commodities. A lot of us learned whatever we know in commodities at his school. His virtues are persistence. He never gives up. Whether while playing tennis or clinching a deal, he will never rest unless he wins and unless the deal is done. There are two words that are missing in his vocabulary. The word tired and the word impossible. Two words completely missing from his vocabulary. And in the last 10 years, I've really been pleasantly surprised at seeing the number of different areas that he's ventured into, none of which I would have ever tried to. He has gone into the security business. He's been in construction. Now he is in event management. Every now and then we get some photographs of him with either Sachin Tendulkar or Deepika Basu or Katrina Kaif or Ranbir Kapoor. So he definitely gets around. So ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together to welcome one of the real visionaries of the commodity business, Sam Marshall.
Yeah, I'd like to say first. The award first.
Check. A moment on this occasion. Congratulations to you, Mr. Sam Marshall.
Yeah, Vijay and Praveen, you forgot one other man you should have mentioned, who in fact was our mentor before that, was Speedy Gopalan, your father, who was great and a man with whom I was associated for over 30 years. And I must say that both Praveen and Vijay have risen to such great heights that Speedy up there would be proud of them as I am. Let me say this, that for me it's a wonderful occasion to be here, and quite emotional, obviously, because this is where I grew up, the trade of commodities. And I'm a guy who always believes in coincidences. And by the way, you're right, Vijay, the word impossible does not exist. Anyway, just remind you, that's right. But it's very funny that in the past 2 years, I took up a new career, which I took up, as I always do, with a great passion, and that is in the entertainment world. And connected and represent no less than someone who's the world's #1 master mentalist, Leo Suchard, whom you guys will be seeing tonight for some of the acts he does. And as usual, I get a call and say that, sir, would Leo Suchard be available for an event in Goa? So I said, what's the event? He said, well, it's the Pulses and Grains Association. I said, aha. So can you give me a list of the people on the committee? And there I saw was Praveen, I saw Jitu Beda, I saw Bimal Kotari, Vijay, Suresh, the whole lot, which really made me absolutely, it was almost hilarious. At the same time, it's a coincidence that had to happen. So here we are, and I must say that the way I've even saw what Lalit had spoken and others, I miss this trade because it's in my blood. But when people tell me that you're a legend, I say, what do you mean a legend? I said, a legend is someone you write him off, it's a past, you put him in past